Hey, welcome back to Gas Holes Garage. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Pat.
And we're going to be back working on the Porsche today. You know, it's been a little while. Had some shit going on, so, shit happens.
Yeah, life.
So, plus the Hummer bullshit that, you probably just watched. But we're back working on the Porsche. It's freezing, by the way. Little balmy up here. It's supposed to snow this week. So next weekend should be very interesting. Jesus.
Yeah, it was a nice 17 degrees the other day.
So, yeah, warm. That's a warm front.
Yeah. So today we're going to start putting the suspension back together. And we're going to flip the car over and do it upside down so it's easier for you guys to see it.
So here we go.
All right, here we go. This is how it is. Yeah, this makes it so much easier.
Well, it's definitely nice having this rotisserie, especially for what we're about to do. I mean, anyone who's put suspension underneath the car will really appreciate being able to do it this way.
Yeah. I'm going to go on this side and see if we're going to clear.
Well, just a little more body work. Yeah, she's gonna clear.
Don't mind that. That's just pieces falling.
Yeah,
This is where you find all the tools you forgot and left in the car.
Yeah, we weren't planning on using those parts of the car anyway. All right, now we can just drop her down.
Drop her down and drop her down.
Video back on. All right, let's put our bolts in for safety.
53rd.
53rd, that's our motto. Then we can start mocking up everything for this lovely suspension that's going to go on this thing.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's like crawled underneath the car to do the suspension on your back and stuff, just imagine doing it right here. I mean,
Yeah, it's so much easier.
this is going to be so nice in comparison. Right here where you can work, no issues. So, well, I guarantee you we're going to tell issues, but we'll find them one at a time.
We'll find some issues. Trust me.
And my car, issues? You're kidding.
That should be the name of this car. Issue.
All right, so here's the funness of working on a car. Now, I actually live, 45 minutes to an hour away from here?
Yeah, about 45.
And so, we go back and forth. I take parts to and from. Something happened. What happened, Pat?
No, you take parts to, you don't bring them from. So today, instead of putting the suspension back together, we're going to make the best of it and get what we can. Somebody forgot to bring the bushings out, which if you know anything about suspension, they're kind of critical. We also noticed you forgot to paint a few parts, so instead of assembling the suspension and putting it on the car, we're going to do what we can, paint the remainder of the parts and put what suspension we can together, like the bearings and hubs and other whatnot stuff that we can get to.
So today will basically just be a mock-up of what we need to do. And for the future, keep all your parts together. That really works out. Helps out in the long run.
Maybe we'll find some other parts that aren't here.
Well, that's the bottom line is, when you're working on a car, shit happens, and this is the shit that happened. And it's 100% my fault. I mean, I'd like to blame somebody, but I can't. It's all my fault.
Oh, you can. You can blame yourself.
So anyway, yeah, we're just going to be going through today and seeing what we need and figuring out what I left behind. And then next week, we'll be able to put the suspension in.
And so like we mentioned, it's, it's a balmy, probably about warmed up to maybe 35 degrees. So the parts that somebody forgot to paint, a little too cold to paint. So we got a nice little heat lamp here warming them up, and it's getting them nice and toasty. So that way the paint will stick and harden and dry.
It's very important not to try to paint parts when they're ice cold. The paint will just crack.
Yeah, or never dry, depending on the paint you're using. most paint manufacturers will have a recommended temperature range, and you kind of want to stick to that as close as you can.
So we're both painters, and trust us on this. It makes all the difference in the world. So anyway, we'll get to this. So we'll get finishing up mocking up and, figure out what I need for next weekend, what I need to bring, what I left behind. So,
yeah.
Whoops. You're alive.
All right, well, now we get to remove bushings from the caster camber plates, whatever you want to call them. They make a special tool for this. I can't find it, so I'm just going to use a chisel on the air hammer.
He owns the special tool.
Yeah, I have it somewhere. I just don't know where.
So a lot of people have done different ways to do this, and they've said it's pretty violent. This isn't bad at all.
Yeah, we already did one. It took, what, 10 seconds? So. All right, so headphone warning. It's going to get loud. Let's make it tight first.
That helps. Well, maybe we should have filmed the first one. That's what we get for being cocky, people. What were you saying about 10 seconds?
Maybe 25. Let's get it set up in the press.
Okay, so the first one took 10 seconds to do. This second one
Not so much.
does not like to play well with others. So, this time we're not asking.
Yeah, I'm done asking. I need your help lifting this up, though.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah, well, if it doesn't work one way,
Like I said, done asking. Next, I'll liquefy it. This doesn't work.
well, that's going to work. You can already see how it's
Yeah.
how the rubber's bending in.
There it goes. That's it. Piece of cake.
Now, for those of you who don't have one of these at home, this little press, it was what, $200 from Harbor Freight? It's right around there.
Maybe not even that much. I think it was them on sale for like $150, I believe.
But it's a good little thing to have around your shop for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's Harbor Freight, not the best stuff in the world, but for what this is, it's just fine. All right.
All right, so here we go. This is the old one we just took out, or one of them. These are one piece, and as you can see, not so fun to get out. Sometimes. First one came right out.
Really not so fun to get in.
Yeah.
You think it's hard getting them out? Getting them in's a real bitch.
These are the new ones, two-piece design. These are from Elephant Racing.
They're definitely more expensive, a lot more expensive.
And the part number is 2290001, in case you're interested. And yeah, these being two-piece, just one on the bottom, one on the top, or vice versa. Put it back together and you're done.
If I remember, I believe they're about $200, but it's well worth the effort, extra money.
And they're a harder material than the originals. Although the originals, being 50 years old, have gotten a little hard.
All right, Pat, so what are we doing?
We are getting ready to take the tie rods off to install new ones. At least that's the plan. We'll see. Never done these before, so let's see what it involves. It would appear they just unscrew, but they've been on there for 50 years, so, that's probably not going to happen.
There's your puppy.
What's up, boo-boo?
Say hi, boo-boo. Hi. Hi, buddy.
What's up, buddy? What's up, huh? What's up?
You're gonna be a YouTube star now, buddy. Well, turning-ish.
If anybody knows where to get a good vise,
We don't have one.
please post a link in the video, in the comments. Because this thing sucks. So we're back. We got the steering rack all cleaned up and freshened up and re-greased and ready to rock. We're gonna bolt it in the car to bolt the tie rod ends back on it. That way we can, torque them down real good to factory specs. And yeah, that's where we're at now. We're gonna go get started on that.
It's nice to actually have something go back on my car. I'm glad we actually had at least some of the parts do something today instead of being a waste of a day. So here we go.
We'll start it before I
Yeah.
lock this one down. Yeah.
Oops. Well, it's hard to do this and film.
Welcome to YouTube.
Huh?
Welcome to YouTube.
No kidding.
Got it?
Yeah, she started. How pretty.
Starting to look like something?
No. To be perfectly honest, it does not look like
It's almost
something,
the whole
but,
car again.
but at least something's being bolted back up, and that makes me happy.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, we probably should have slid that in first.
It's going to have to come for your side.
I mean, get in the hole.
Go in your hole.
Oh, it's backwards. It's backwards. Grease all over me. Ugh. See, this is the joys of working on a car that no one tells you about.
Especially when it's been 6 months.
Ah, been longer than that.
I'm trying to remember where everything goes. Gently.
This is Boo Boo the Wonder Dog. Kind of nice and pretty that looks in there.
Yeah. Looks like it's not going to fit on theirs.
Huh? Says we got
17. All right, so now that we got the rack in, we're going to install the new tie rod ends, which are, what are they again?
these are called turbo tie rod ends. They're actually from a 930, and so it's considered an upgrade for the 914. So just turbo tie rod ends. So nice. Maybe we should have done it off the car.
So I have to press the wrench backwards like you're not supposed to. Okay. That's it. That's on. Now it's time for Das Boot.
You got the washer on there? I mean the clamp?
Do we want to use that or a zip tie?
I'd say the clamps are fine.
So putting the little spring clamp, factory spring clamp on.
You can do it.
Just trying to roll it on without stretching it. Yeah, you have to spin the car for that. Or a step stool. Yeah, a step stool would be good.
Come on, shorty.
You want to try?
A little better angle now?
A little bit. Might need something to assist.
Like some nice warm weather so that it expands better.
Yeah. I was thinking like a screwdriver, but warm weather would be good.
There she's going. She's working.
Is it?
Well, maybe not. So, it's like I said, it's really nice to see my car coming together. Something actually happening instead of just constantly fixing rust or damage from the past and whatnot.
The one on this side has just got like a little rubber washer almost that goes over. It's supposed to go over.
You can do it, man.
This. Oh, what's this for? What are these for?
I don't know.
Doesn't fit. Oh, that does it. It does. Okay. Oopsie.
All right, Pat, so where are we at?
We are dead in the water.
What do you mean dead in the water?
Well, when Jeremy unboxed this stuff, I didn't see these. So these are spacers that go on your tie rod to, I'm guessing, help with your alignment basically, because it'll actually stick this out a little further. I mean, there is a lot of adjustment there, but they're in the kit for a reason, so we're gonna use them. Problem is when they go in there, you only have a spot about that big to get a wrench on, and I don't have a wrench that narrow or that size. That's why I was using the crescent wrench. So now we need to do a wrench that'll fit it. And since we're doing that, we'll put some Loctite on it, just to be on the safe side.
See, this is the fun of owning a vehicle, you know, that's not your daily vehicle that everyone else has. I'm gonna have to buy a wrench. That's probably the only time
That you're ever gonna
either one of us will ever use it or ever need it. But when you need it, you need it. Don't ever let anyone tell you not to buy tools, because the bottom line is when you need it, you gotta have that one tool, and it's worth it, every penny of it.
This would be a good one to get from Harbor Freight if they got it.
Well, I think I actually have a nice set of big wrenches at home, so hopefully it's sitting there, but we'll find out. But anyway, yeah, we're pretty much stuck in the water because I didn't bring the other parts we needed for the rest of the suspension. We thought we could at least get this done today, the steering rack complete with the tie rod ends, and yeah, that didn't happen.
So we're close.
So
Just all in all, we got nothing done. It looks nice though.
well, I mean, it's coming along. I mean, we're getting shit done.
We got the rack put in.
But anyway, I mean, I guess that's it for today. You know, please subscribe, like, tag, share, follow. Please give money to St. Jude, and we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next time.